Vegetarian. Vegetarians are people who do not eat foods that contain or use animal body parts for cooking, such as the meat of land animals and marine life, insect carbohydrate products and killings, and gelatin and animal rennet. Vegetarians do not eat meat, poultry, fish, or seafood. Only some vegetarians do not consume dairy products and eggs. The attitude of strict vegetarians, vegans, to honey is ambiguous. Mushrooms are traditionally classified as plant foods, although modern science classifies them as a separate kingdom. Raw food vegetarians eat only or predominantly raw plant foods that have not been processed. Heat treatment, salting, fermentation, pickling, and any other types of food processing. Fruitarians eat raw plant fruits, both sweet, juicy fruits and berries, and hard, dry nuts, often also seeds. Vegetarianism was practiced in countries where Indian religions such as Buddhism, Hinduism, and Jainism were common. Vegetarians were also adherents of various philosophical schools, for example, the Pythagoreans. In India, according to various sources, from 20% to 40% of the country's total population are vegetarians to one degree or another. A vegetarian diet has a number of health implications and has possible advantages and disadvantages as a diet. In particular, the body obtains the necessary vitamins, minerals, and essential amino acids from plant or lacto-ovo-vegetarian foods. It is generally accepted that for a complete vegetarian diet, it is not enough to simply exclude meat and other foods of animal origin from the diet. It is necessary to replace it with food of similar nutritional value and plan the diet correctly. Fasting? Many diets focus on what to eat, but intermittent fasting is about when to eat. With intermittent fasting, you only eat at certain times. Research shows that fasting for a certain number of hours each day, or eating the same meal several days a week, can have health benefits. Johns Hopkins neuroscientist Mark Mattson has studied intermittent fasting for 25 years. He says our bodies have evolved to be able to go without food for many hours or even several days or longer. But 50 years ago, for example, in the United States, it was easier to maintain a healthy weight. There were no computers, TV shows turned off at 23. Why? People stopped eating because they were going to bed. The portions were much smaller. More people worked and played outside and, in general, played more sports. Thanks to the internet, television, and other entertainment available 24/7, many adults and children stay awake longer. To watch TV, scroll through social networks, play games, chat online. There are a few different ways to do intermittent fasting, but they all rely on choosing regular periods of time to eat. For example, you could try eating only for an 8-hour period each day and fasting for the rest. Or you can eat only one meal a day, 2 days a week. There are many different intermittent fasting schedules. Mattson says that after hours without food, the body depletes its sugar reserves and begins to burn fat. He calls this metabolic switching. Gluten-free? Gluten is a substance from the group of plant proteins, gluten, which is found in the seeds of cereal plants such as wheat, rye, barley. It has been found that some people have difficulty digesting it. Gluten indigestion, celiac disease. Gluten provides fluffiness and moisture maintenance in baked goods, so it is found in many foods. And this is not only wheat, rye, barley itself, but also everything that contains them: bakery, confectionery, and pasta, pearl barley, couscous, bulgur, semolina, wheat germ, matzo, beer, and even prepared meat products, sausages, sauces, drinks. In addition, gluten is present in some cosmetic products, such as lip balm. As a rule, a gluten-free diet is prescribed by your doctor. Its essence is to avoid all products containing gluten. For cereals, you need to use rice, buckwheat, millet, oats labeled gluten-free, quinoa, make sure that there are no prohibited grains in soups, and eat gluten-free pasta and bread. Vegetables, fruits, and berries in any form are allowed. Nuts, eggs, dairy products without stabilizers, natural meat, fish, and seafood, as well as vegetable oil, honey, and tea are healthy. A gluten-free diet may be beneficial for people with wheat allergies, gluten intolerances, and hypersensitivities, in which people experience abdominal cramps, diarrhea, and severe fatigue after eating gluten-containing foods. Gluten intolerance, celiac disease, differs from other types of intolerance, for example, lactose, in that it is the responsibility of the immune system. Sugar-free. The basis of a low-carbohydrate, sugar-free diet is the complete exclusion of foods from the diet that contain refined sugar. We are talking about alcoholic beverages, sweets, canned food, carbonated drinks, sauces, marinades. In addition, such a diet also involves a limited intake of sugars of organic origin, which is present in the form of lactose in milk, fructose in fruits, honey, and other natural sweeteners, focusing on a complete and balanced diet, rich in complex carbohydrates, fiber, proteins, and fats. Various studies have confirmed that limited sugar consumption has a positive effect on health. Thus, the likelihood for a person to encounter type 2 diabetes, hormonal disorders, acne, autoimmune diseases. Modern food contains a lot of sugar. This is one of the reasons why more and more people in the world are suffering from obesity. Scientists conducted a study taking into account the average sugar consumption of people from 1700 to the present day. During this period, consumption of this sweet ingredient increased from 4.9 gram per day, or 1.81 kilos per year per person, to 227 gram per day, which is 81.6 kilos per year. White death is dangerous for humans. The absence of sugar is an effective solution for those who want to get rid of extra pounds. But it is quite difficult to give up this product. This diet cannot be followed for a long time because the body needs fuel, the source of which is carbohydrates. Therefore, nutritionists advise carrying out sugar detoxes to limit the consumption of only simple carbohydrates, without less consumption of complex carbohydrates in the menu. Keto. The keto diet is a food program that involves almost completely eliminating carbohydrates from the diet. The principle of the keto diet is that when there are no carbohydrates in the body, blood glucose levels drop significantly and the body goes into ketosis. In this mode, free fatty acids and fat reserves become the main source of energy. During the keto diet, it is recommended to limit or avoid these foods altogether to achieve the desired results. Particular attention should be paid to the following products: carbohydrates, sugar, sweet drinks, white bread, pasta, white rice, potatoes. Fruits, bananas, grapes, mangoes contain a lot of sugar and carbohydrates. Sugar in sweets, syrups, chocolate bars, cookies, breakfast sweets, instant cereals, cornflakes. Grain products, wheat, barley, corn, and others are high in carbohydrates. Legumes, soybeans, chickpeas, beans limit the amount consumed. Alcohol. Most alcoholic drinks contain carbohydrates, so their consumption should be limited while on the keto diet. Important to remember, each has its own characteristics and individual nutritional needs. Therefore, before starting a diet, it is important to take into account the health status and characteristics of the body. Transitioning to the keto diet can be difficult on the body, especially for those accustomed to eating a high carbohydrate diet. It is recommended to gradually reduce your carbohydrate intake over several weeks to give your body time to adapt. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and also write comments. Was this video useful to you and did you go on a diet? If so, which one? It will be very interesting to read.